Yo guys, what's going on? It's BurkeCrown88 coming with a YouTube video, and today we're going to go over how to build the MSPs, the best way to build the MSPs, or the cheapest way, however you want to look at it. We're going to look at the store, we're going to look at the sets, we're going to look at the auction house, and we are going to look at the best way to build an MSP. This is going to have nothing to do with the free stuff that you earn by playing the game. This is everything to do with how to build one if you wanted to go acquire one or a second one. I have Mitchkoff, and I'm going to be doing a Mitchkoff video tomorrow. I will only be doing one tryout this week, as these cards are very expensive to build. And then I'm going to save everything from this week and next week to build one, maybe two out of next week. The size on these players, as we've seen, is bad. The builds are okay, but they're not replacing anybody. Like Lane Hutson's not replacing anyone on my left wing, so that is not an investment I can make. Will Smith, although he is good, he is not replacing any of my right-hand forwards, and Stankoven isn't either. So we're going to have to move past these MSPs as they cost $500,000 roughly to make. So we're going to go over how much they cost to make, which I kind of just said, but in which way is the best way to make them to save yourself the most amount of coins, because there's possible ways to save yourself coins. There's possible ways to waste a lot of coins. I'm going to look at the auction house. I'm going to look at the sets. I'm going to look at the store. But let's go look at it all and get into it. And if you are wondering when Mitchkoff's video is going to be out for his tryout, that will be tomorrow. And if you don't want to miss it, hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below with the notification bell so you don't. But let's get into how to build MSPs and what is the cheapest price and the cheapest way to do it. Okay, so first, like I said, we are going to completely skip over getting everything for free from the moments, from the wild card, from the objectives. Let's say you don't want to do any of that. You just want to go build it. So we're going to go into the sets and we're going to see what we need, right? If you go into the 79 overalls, you build 379 pluses for an 81. Well, if you go to the auction house, 79 pluses are going for around 14K. Right? And there is a lot of them out there, and for some reason you can get 80s to 81s for cheaper, so don't sleep on that. You don't need to use 71s. If you can get 81s for dirt cheap, get 81s for dirt cheap and use the 81s. Like, you notice there's no 79s in here. I don't know why people do this, but don't just search 79 overalls. You can't find a 79 for under 14K, but you can find 81s for 12.5. Like, it's so weird. There's some 79s right there. Let's go. So 12,300 for some 79s, but then you just got a pile of 80s at 12,000, right? So you don't have to worry about what you get in overall as long as it's higher than 79. So we're at 12,600. That's 37,001. That's 37,800 to build 181. But you need 381s to get an 83. So if you were to do it this way, where you just get 79 pluses and you build all the way up to getting what you need, this way would cost you 37,800 for 181. And it would cost you 113,000 for 183. That would bring you to 340,000 for 383s. And why is that important? Because it takes 383s to get you there. Right? So now that you have 383s for 340,000, what are 83s going for? Just regular 83s, right? Because those 83s are really expensive, so we want them cheaper. And chances are we're going to find them way cheaper in the 20,000 coin range, which we can. So we can find 20,000 coins for 83s. So that's another 40,000 coins because you need two of them. That puts you to 380,000 coins if you do it this way. So what I mean when you do it this way, you don't buy the 81s, right? You build them through your 79. So you build this 79 once to get an 81. You do it 3 times to get 183, and then you got to do it another 3 times. So essentially what you got to do, building this set 3 times gets you an 83. You've got to do that 9 times. So you got to build this set 9 times to get yourself the 83s you need. And each time you do this set, it costs you 37,800. You do that 9 times, slightly less, 340,000. Now let's say we remove that and we're like, I don't want to build all those sets. How many coins can I spend on 81s to save myself some time in building sets? Well, if we go to the 81s, you need to do this set 3 times. So you need 9 81s. And the 81s look to be going for 39,000, which puts you at 117,000, which puts you at 4,000 more expensive than doing the 79 set. So if you're looking to save 4,000 coins, you got to do the set. But if you're looking to save time, Doing the 81s will cost you 4,000 more per set. So in the long run, you got to do it 3 times. Buying 81s off the auction house will cost you 12,000 more to get the MSP than to buy 79s, if that makes sense. So what do you really want to do? Do you want to build all of these sets for 12,000 and save 12,000 coins? And remember, you can find steals and barters and stuff, and maybe you have 79s in your lineup, and maybe you have 79s in your collection. And then you've got the 83s where you buy the 81s and you spend 12,000 more, but you do way less. You do a third of the sets by doing it this way. And then finally, if we go into the sets, say we wanted to just use 83s. I'm just going to buy 83s. How much is it going to cost me? And I don't have to fight with any sets. Well, if I want to do that and I don't want to fight with sets, I'm looking at 126,000, 125,000, 120,000. So we're looking at 125,000. That equals 375,000. If you do it the 79 way, you're looking at 340,000. If you do it this way, where you don't want to struggle with anything, you just want to buy your cards and get on your way, you're looking at 375,000. But remember, that was at 125,000. And we got this Owen Power here for 119. So that's 6,000 in savings right there. And then we got, we got one for 124,000. So you can find them for cheaper. The Owen Power one already sold and is already back up for more expensive. That sucks. But 375,000. So you're spending 35,000 more to do it the 83 way. Now, I guess the only other way to look at is the store. How much is it going to cost to get it out of the store? So now that we've done that, let's look at the store, because you have to look at the store. And what it comes to is there's a ton of packs in here for next gen, right? We're going to look at this one here, which is a choice pack, which gives you a greater chance at pulling one of them, right? So this one is only one for 255,000. This is something that you might get lucky on. Chances are you don't. Less than 1%. I wouldn't do this one. This one gives you 3. Now that we know the pricing on everything, this one we know is aggressively overpriced, but it comes with the odds. So when we look at that, what I mean is it's 225,000 for 3 81 pluses. Now, if you hit an 83 and 2 81s, you're doing all right, because now it's 225,000 for this pack, but you're getting 130,000 out of 183, right? So if you get an 83, you're doing all right. But if you get 3 81s, you're looking at 114,000 coins in value. So you're looking at half your value back if you get 3 81s. But if you hit an 83, you're doing all right. This one is the only one that I would suggest if you're looking at taking that shot with coins. If you want to have a little fun and minimize your damage, this is probably the way to go, in my opinion. Now, there's this pack where you get 1. This is aggressively high for just 1 card. If you get an 81, which you're 80% likely to get an 81, you are losing a ton here. 181 is about 42,000, so this is a big loss. I wouldn't do this pack either. And then we got the Lane Hudson pack. This one is roughly the same, where you only get 1, but it contains 8 other players. But this one doesn't have a guarantee of a next-gen player, which I don't like. It's a greater chance. I like the ones that are a guarantee because it has a floor. This one, if you get 10 cards and none of them are above 80, which there's a chance that none of them are above 80, that's a big miss. Same with this one here. This one's untradeable at 78,000. And it's 42,000, so this is half the cost, and it's untradeable, right? So this one is double the price of just building it with 79s. Yes, you get 76 pluses, but we're going to say we're only getting 76s. So that's where I'm at on this one. This one's a skip for me as well. This BND, 100% a skip, because there's a very good chance you get just an 81, which you can build for 42,000, and then you can trade in for an 83. If you get an 81 in this pack, it's just good night, right? That's a big loss, so you don't want to do this one. If it was 83 and above for 61k BND, I would say go for it if you want, but I still wouldn't do it because it's BND. I don't recommend ever BND out of the store. And then this one here is just, a swing for the fence. A cheap swing for the fence that will never pan out for you. That is the best way to say it. 13,000 coins, and chances are you get 471 pluses. That's the best way to look at that. Like, you're going to get 71 overalls for 13k. If you get big, you get big. It's one of those things that you might consider taking the shot, but because they cap you out at 10, you only get 10 chances to spend 13K to hit. If it was unlimited spends, I would say go for it. Drop a mill, see what you get. But because you can only do it 10 times, chances are you're not going to beat the odds. So guys, if you did want to come to the store and do anything, this would be the one pack that I did. But again, I don't recommend going to the store. If you want to maximize your coin value, you would do it through sets. So guys, all said and done, now that we've looked at sets, now that we've looked at the store, all said and done, the store is where you go for your risk. Not recommended, but if you hit big, you hit big. But when it comes to the sets, the 79 set is 340,000 coins plus the 40,000 coins you're going to need. So it's 380,000 coins to do that. Well, instead of 340,000 coins, if you go to the 81 overall set, if you go to the 83 overall set where you're building the 81s, you're looking at 352,000 coins. So instead of spending all that time building those sets of the 79, you save yourself 12,000 coins. You spend an extra 12,000 coins and you save yourself time. Well, if you just go straight to the MSPs, you're looking at 375,000, but you're saving yourself a ton of time. So time or coins, guys, what are you looking at? That is the most important thing. Do you want to spend half an hour building a set, or do you want the set now and you're okay sacrificing 35,000 coins? Remember, these numbers, 340, 352, and 375, you got to add 40,000 coins to it because the 83s don't change in price no matter what set you do. But that is the video, guys. That is the coins. And keep an eye out for tomorrow's video on Mitchkoff's tryout because I think you'll enjoy it. I think you might like the player. And leave in the comment section down below what your favorite player is because these are slightly expensive to build. Past events, I could try out more cards because I could build them up with collectibles, power them down, use those collectibles for the next one, so on and so forth. But this one is just straight 380,000 coin commitment, and you don't get anything out of it. The cards on your team, you can't do anything with it. So I'm going to stay at 1 to this week, and I'm going to do 1 or 2 next week with the free stuff that I earned by using the Mitchkoff. So guys, thank you for watching that video. I hope you did enjoy it, and until next time, ciao, ciao.